All right. So the Wednesday Night War this past week, NXT had the brawl. They had like a mini takeover. They had the ladder match. They had the Native Americans, and they had
wow. Okay.
Wait, what happened?
The Native American tag team.
Native American tag team?
Yeah.
Dear, okay.
Are they, I'm sorry,
All right.
Are they Native Americans?
Yeah, but
Oh, you talking about them dudes? No, they're
yes.
like, aren't they Indian?
That would be Native. You mean
Like
Native
from-
American?
No, from
Yes.
India. Aren't they from
Well,
India?
what are these people you talking about, dear? So I can look them up.
What's the name?
Singh,
Brian?
Runku, Singh, and I forgot.
They're in AEW,
No, they're in NXT.
NXT. Oh, okay.
And they had that black guy manager.
Malcolm Bivens.
God, that Bivens last name, man. Don't it travel, don't it?
That triggered you a little bit, bro?
Nah.
Oh snap!
Yeah, there's two Indian.
Let's
Are they?
let's have a gander.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while you have a gander, so we had that.
Yeah, they're from India.
Oh, they're from. Okay, so.
Yeah, one last name is Singh, the other last name is Gujar.
Okay, no, I thought they was actually Native American wrestlers. Okay.
I mean, look, they've been spinning AOP. Ain't told nobody that they are Indian, I believe. So why not?
All right.
Only one at AOP is Indian. The other one's Albanian.
Either way, they ain't telling nobody that.
I mean, look, I didn't find out.
Honestly, I didn't know. They looked the same to me, honestly.
Yeah. So I mean, I know me and it was a Blazer until she got WWE. So. All right, we have like a takeover show here. So we got the ladder match of number contenders for the Charlotte Championship. Io Shirai, Candice LeRae, Mia Yim, Dakota Kai, Tegan Knox, Chelsea Green. I thought the ladder match was pretty decent.
Yeah, yep, it was good.
It was really actually it was really good because they I could tell when they cut some things. So, of course, you get the spots. Raquel Gonzalez gets into the match, and she is going to she gets on top rope, but then Mia Yim goes and gives her a sit down powerbomb to this table set up on the outside. Mia Yim's taken out. Tegan Knox was on the ropes, not the top, not the turnbuckle, but on the ropes. Dakota Kai gives her that face wash kick, and she knocks her down, and she breaks through the ladder. Like this ladder breaks from the ring to the apron. I was like, wow, I knew she was going to take that spot.
I like how they were at Full Sail this week, too.
Yeah, they were at Full Sail. Yeah, that was great, too. Chelsea Green and Robert Stone try to climb the ladder to get the briefcase, but it gets pushed over. Io Shirai is a highlight of this thing. There was a...
wait a minute. We missed a spot, because that was before that.
You talking about Io Shirai dove on everybody?
Nah, she had somebody put Chelsea Green's leg in like the ladder or hit her with the chair, hit her leg with the chair or something.
Yeah, I don't forget who did that.
I don't know, but that was a good spot.
Yeah, that was a nice spot. There was a spot where, like I said, Io Shirai was trying to climb it. They knocked it off. She did it kind of like ricochet, jumped off the ladder and splashed on everybody on the outside. Yep. So now everybody is down. So Io Shirai is climbing, Candice LeRae is climbing on the other side. There's a ladder that's bridged in between the middle rope, kind of like how they did at WrestleMania.
So obvious.
Yeah, I was like, well, we know what's happening here.
The way that the ladder was like it was angled towards she could just fall straight back.
Exactly. I was like, here it come. So they're at the top. They're fighting and fighting. She knocks Candice LeRae back, and I think the ladder was a little bit further away than she anticipated because she bounced off it, but the impact was like very muddled. It was like I was like, whoa! I for Candice LeRae, knowing how she wrestles, she was expecting a bigger impact than that.
Yeah, and she's expecting to die
because she's crazy. But Io Shirai jumps up and she wins the briefcase that they have up there. So she is the number one contender for Charlotte's championship. So it's Charlotte versus Io Shirai. I don't know when that match is going to be, but I'm like, it should get some. That's a match right there, and it really should get. First of all, they was like, look, Io, please don't leave, please don't leave, please don't leave. I'll give.
That's what they're telling all they Japanese superstars, don't leave, even though they treat them like crap.
Well, they do. I mean,
For real.
I don't know what they're gonna do for Kairi Sane, but they got Asuka doing solo work on Raw and SmackDown, being all herself entertaining. Io Shirai got a shot against the NXT Championship against Charlotte. I guess he'll give Kairi Sane like, you want to go back to Japan with your husband? Sure, go ahead. So I don't know what's going on, but hey. Okay, so next up we have was it Ida Sheer? Is that their names?
I have no idea.
Wait, who?
The Indian guys.
One is Run Cool Singh, and the other one is
Shaval.
Singing Rinku Singh and Sarav. I don't know.
Just call them those guys
versus Everrise. So basically, a squash match. This was a buffer to get us to what our main event was. Our main event is the Johnny Gargano versus Tommaso Ciampa brawl. This is really an empty arena match, and they shot it like a movie.
Yeah, before the match, Candice gave something to Johnny Gargano.
Yeah.
I think she said, like, go get him or something she said. I forgot.
Yeah, because they're driving up in the car, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I see how they recorded this. They recorded like it was a final deletion, like with Matt Hardy. You see Triple H in the ring, sitting in a chair. Then you see Ciampa come in. He says, look.
Sending it very childish.
Exactly. What he says, look, when I go through that door, and goes, but this ends tonight. So there's only one referee. It's a brawl. They got the whole performance center to do anything, whole Force Cell to do whatever they want to. So
I don't think that was. I think that might have been like. I don't even know where that was. I don't think that was Full Cell.
But that wasn't a performance center neither.
I don't know that.
So because you would have seen the gym or something like that, but since they already brawled in the gym, I'm like, well, they gotta do something else. So somebody left them to their devices, and they went at it. So they just started. A Gargano Ciampa brawl. You get the weapons out. Gargano tries to jump and springboard. Gets hit in the head with the trash can lid. Hits Ciampa with the fire.
Like every time he goes for that move, he always gets
like
hit in the head.
Bro, you don't get it at all. You don't get it. Ciampa gets hit with the fire extinguisher. Tries to put water out to get his eyes. The referee can't stop it. Worth a damn at all. Ciampa. Well, first of all, they set up a table on the outside. Ciampa goes and removes the ring padding and exposes the wood. They love this wood spot, don't they? So,
I'm gonna just for now on, I'm gonna call this spot the Johnny Gargano spot. It's when you have the match won and you do too much and you lose.
Yeah,
that's what I'm calling the Gargano spot.
The Gargano spot. So they expose the wood. They're fighting on the top. And then you can tell it's a camera cut thing because Ciampa on the top rope has Johnny Gargano in that what's that movie called? It's not the White Noise, obviously. It's called the
Air Raid.
Air Raid, yeah, the Air Raid Slam. So he drops him down right there on the floor. Now, obviously, they cut away. You see him on the ground, so obviously that spot was a little bit more safer than it would be, live.
Yeah, like when Jimmy Uso off the ladder in the
WrestleMania. It's like, okay, yeah, he's good. It's edited. He's good. There's a crash. There's a pad out there. Trust me. So they out there like, you gonna give up? You gonna give up? No. So they go to the outside. There's this big semi truck. I'm like, if y'all shoot a scene like somebody getting knocked off the truck on the concrete, and they still like moving, stop it. I can't do it. They both go on the top and they start battling on top of the semi truck, but then nobody gets knocked off. They just kind of work their way down off the semi truck. I thought somebody was really gonna get knocked down.
You thought this was Umaga and Jeff Hardy?
Yeah, man, that's why I thought it was. So he comes back and they go back into the ring and they're still fighting. Back and forth action here. Like I said, it's a hardcore match that's shot like a movie. So I'm not mad. This thing was like almost an hour long. We get to the wood. Ciampa, I forgot how the referee got laid out, but Ciampa hits his DDT to Gargano on the wood, and I'm like, it's over. But there's no referee to count. So as Johnny's trying to get up, he's trying to hold Ciampa's hand like, my friend. He's like, get off me, you know. And then, you know, cursing at him. And then Candice LeRae comes back. I'm like, what? Candice LeRae comes back, and she's just like, look at him. I hate my husband. End this, Ciampa. And he's looking like he's second guessing himself if he should end this. And she said he's a failure as a man, as a husband. Oh, excuse me. That's what Gargano said to Ciampa. You're a failure as a man, a husband, a father. But after all that stuff, that's when Candice LeRae comes in there. And he says, you're not going to end it? Fine, I'll end it. Kicks Johnny Gargano right in the balls.
Mm-hmm.
And walks out. And I was just like, heel turn? They got me. I was like, heel turn? So Ciampa's down there. He's trying to whisper in his ear. It's kind of like basically like, you know, how they killed Lenny of Mice and Men. Close your eyes. Think of something. So as he's about to do whatever Ciampa's about to do, Candice comes back in the ring and low blows Ciampa.
Yep.
And Gargano pulls.
She's just kicking people in the nuts, huh?
Yeah, but Gargano pulls out a cup. That's what Candice gave him.
Oh.
So it was all a ruse. So Ciampa is he's hurting now. That Gargano gives him that double arm suplex splash on the wood, and Gargano picks up the win, and Gargano beats Ciampa. The rivalry is done. So, Prime, real quick, your opinion. How'd you like that match?
Honestly, I thought it was well done, even with the, you know, the quote unquote camera cuts and all that. I thought it was well done for a match and end of the thing. I like how they did the storytelling with Candice LeRae at the beginning, giving him something and it coming back into play at the end. So I like that.
Yeah, you know, I would not mind. See, now, here's the thing. If y'all wanted this tape stuff and make it like this, I don't care of dealing with that for a couple months. I think that, like, the movie stuff is entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
In my personal opinion, I'm just like, because that way you can maintain the safety of your wrestlers, and you can, like I said, you can record a good amount of stuff, and then fine, you can go on and do with your, you know, your usual stuff, but now you're doing live. That's a whole other thing. But I like the way it was shot like a movie. So yeah,
yeah. And then it shows Candice and Gargano like walking out the arena.
Into the car.
Huh?
That's into their car. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you catch this or not, but there's like another car there with two people in it staring at them.
Gargano?
Yeah.
I missed that.
I think it looks. I swear you can see Killer Cross and Scarlet Bordeaux.
Are those the ones that been doing that kidnapping?
No, I'm saying like, you know, he had a promo that said like TikTok.
Wait, that was Jake Roberts' promo, wasn't it?
No, I'm talking about at the end of NXT. Whenever they announced the match, the promo came up, and it said TikTok, and it had Killer Cross' face.
Oh.
But then when they was walking out of the arena, they passed by a car, and you could see Killer Cross and Scarlet Bordeaux.
Oh wow! So I wonder what the Easter egg is.
I don't know if they mean as if they went back in there to beat up Ciampa, or if they trying to beat up Johnny and Candice.
I'm actually curious in that one. Now it's time for.
I'm glad.
You glad
just one more thing. I'm just saying I'm glad that they added that in there. Like when Johnny Gargano attacked Aleister Black and then he came back in the door and then you see him coming back in the door. I kind of like it's small stuff like that.
The subtle things, the very subtle things. Now it's time for AEW Dynamite.
Oh God.
So Dynamite this week, I'm gonna say off the back, was not the strongest show. In my opinion.
Oh, what? Oh, really? Well, my God. The tag team match, first of all.
Okay, well, that was great. I'm just saying, you had great match. I'm just saying, but I didn't care about Cody and Sean Spence. I'll get to it. So, Jake Roberts is in his room alone, and he's talking to Cody, and when he was like, tick tock, here we go again, folks. That's what I thought she was talking about.
Oh, no.
And I was like, are you talking about Jake Roberts or that? He said, "My history will be my destiny." Famous words quoted by me. I was like, that's great Jake Roberts stuff. Let me ask you a simple question. Would you stand in front of a train that was barreling down on the tracks? Would you jump out of an airplane without a parachute? Would you stand in the ring and look at Lance Archer and think you got a prayer of winning? See, all the things you wind up in the same position. Done. You step into the ring with Lance Archer, it's done. First of all, I'm letting you know right now, Jake Roberts is making Lance Archer look like the greatest thing walking.
Yeah, for real. Yep.
I'm like, because Jake Roberts is so good at promos. And I'm like, he's making him look just... I'm scared of this dude, even though I like Lance Archer's cool, but I'm just like, but no.
His voice is just raspy enough for it to sound creepy.
Yeah. So he called him an idiot. Says, Cody, please don't let this slip away from you. I got a funny feeling about this one that you might just get beat by Sean Spears tonight. So, Cody said, come on, Cody, are you a man or a mouse? Squeak up. Tell me. So we fade out. Then we get to Dynamite because Jericho, Le Champion, is on commentary with his gloves on. I peeped that. With Tony Schiavone.
Honestly, I enjoyed Jericho on commentary because it was so ridiculous. Like, he was just saying whatever.
Yeah, he feels as though the Jake's the master of manipulation and the greatest minds of wrestling has ever seen. So, he knows he's going to. So, the opening matchup was the Murder Hawk Monster Lance Archer against Allen Angels. I mean, Lance Archer beat the shit out of him.
Jericho made sure to say his name a couple of times, though.
Yeah, exactly. He basically it was a job match, obviously, because you want to build up Lance Archer. So you don't want to just go against $1 million Cody just yet. So
he should have gave him another choke slam outside from the ring to the barricade.
Oh, the barricade. Oh, that would have been nice, but that would have been death. But so our next match was Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on Hikaru Shida. Did I get it right? Damn it! I always get this. Hikaru Shida. I'm gonna get it right. Prime.
Alright.
10th week as number 1 title contender. So, this, look, even Britt Baker as a heel, I'm cool, but I still not into her matches like that.
Yeah, because she don't change what she do. She do the same moves.
She do, and she caught a busted mouth open, or was it nose or her mouth that was bleeding?
Her nose.
Her nose. So she got some color in the match, but it was nothing really that great. And she did a deadlift, drops her down, and finishes her with the running knee for the 3 count. And Hikaru Shida wins the matchup. Now,
I'm pretty sure they're gonna push Hikaru Shida versus Nyla Rose eventually, but interesting to see how the match will go.
Exactly. I'm curious about that one also. But I think Nyla Rose gonna be the champ for a minute. Kenny Omega and Michael, huh?
I was saying, yeah. I mean, I don't think she has no. She ain't been on there. I don't think she gonna be on there for a while.
You right. You right. Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa we're getting ready for tonight's match. I'm telling you right now, Michael Nakazawa is a really good wrestler.
He's a good wrestler, but this match, I don't know. You probably like this match. I did not. Okay.
Look, there were some things. We'll get to it again because obviously, they were like in this back tour bus or trail, somebody was talking, and the best friends come in there, and then basically, when best friends come on, I don't care, but it was basically asking about, are your best friends? Can you make it happen? Kenny was like, he'll think about it. I didn't care. I don't like the best friends. A highlight package for next week's Empty Arena No Holds Barred match between the Big Hurt Jack Hager versus the Lunatic Fringe. Oh, excuse me, we can't use that one right now. Against John Moxley. And I'm like, oh God. I mean, will it be interesting to see how they do? their empty arena matchup, absolutely. But
I mean, knowing them, somebody gonna die or be out for a while afterwards.
Exactly, and it got to be Hager. It got to be like why? Because I mean, he got to take out the inner circle from within. So he got to take like one out at a time. Because Sammy Guevara is still doing these. He had a tag team match every week, but
yeah, almost seemed like it.
Yeah, so with an empty arena, I'm really curious to see how they're gonna do the fight. But they recorded already, so that should be pretty good. Best friends Chuck Taylor and Trent, accompanied by Orange Cassidy, taking on Kenny Omega and Michael Nakazawa. Okay. So
it was just a lot.
Shawn Spears was in the front. It was a lot. It was a lot of like, I only care about Kenny Omega. Michael Nakazawa is a decent wrestler. He is. He has a very unique.
He's a decent until he starts doing the extra stuff, I think.
As I was about to say, he has a very unique way of offense. Like kind of like
if that's what you want to call it.
So kind of like when he pulls your legs down at the turnbuckle post, like to hurt your balls, he like grabs them and he's running with them like he's like pulling a sled or something. Then I don't like what is up with the baby oil. I am not in with the baby oil.
Yeah, so. I don't know.
I'm not
that and the baby oil and the what do you call it? The Vipers, the Venoms. Something.
Yeah. It's like I don't like the baby oil gimmick because it's like I know you're not probably familiar with this. He puts it on all over so that when people go to chop him, it slips right off and people can't grab him because he's slippery. And it doesn't look well. And I just every time he does, I'm just like, you're better than this. So why in the world do you keep doing stuff like this? But
yeah, in the middle of the match, he takes off his other pair of like undies or something and like wrap it around his arm and like do like a cobra.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm like, okay, yeah, no.
I think that's the point Jericho just lost it. Jericho's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna take this match seriously no more.
He said, Nakazawa put on it's called the Ultimate Venom Arm on Trent. He tried again, and then it connected, but inadvertently by accident connected with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega likes all this shit. I don't get it. Trent gave Nakazawa a pile driver, and the best friend spiked him with their combo, and they won the match. At the end, they all give themselves a group hug. Like, okay, so that was that. Yeah, once again, he is a decent wrestler, but there's a unique style of offense, and that baby oil stuff is. I'm not into that. The Exalted One, Brody Lee, talking to his minions with the suit on. I'm here to make every single life I touch extraordinary. And I'm like, here we go with the Vince thing. I did not look. Can we agree? Do you think the Brody Lee Exalted One character is just too much Vince?
I think it's like a mixture of Vince and like just a corporate guy.
Okay, because once again, in the words of Christopher Daniels, say it for me, Christopher Daniels, Dark Order sucks. I always said that, and I'm sitting there to myself like, okay, they do suck, and this is why. Because I'm like, I did not think the Exalted One was going to be this corporate guy. I didn't. But,
I didn't either.
I mean, I like that it's Brody Lee, but I don't like that it's a corporate thing.
Maybe it'll elevate into something else. Maybe it's like this is the starting stages.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, think about this. Here's my thing. I haven't been watching AEW. My bad. I feel like this whole Dark Order thing is a mockery. It was me, Austin. It was me all along. I feel like this whole thing is just a mockery.
Oh wow. I mean, it can be, but at least the ministry was taken serious. But that was the high, that was the higher power. But it's like I never liked the Dark Order period. So I mean, it could be a mockery. It's just that I like Brody Lee as the Exalted One. I just don't know. I think this is where it was going to go. But okay. I like when they had the vignettes like join the Dark Order, because your life is shit. I'm fine with that. But
they should just keep that going, but like do something about it.
Exactly, but I'm like, but now since you're doing this, because to me it just comes off like I'm doing a Vince McMahon thing. And I'm like, don't turn it to Alberto Del Rio and not let that shit go. You know what I'm saying? Where he got on the microphone every main event at Impact. It was like, let's talk about WWE. I'm like, stop, bro, you're gone. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Get over it. So, but he has a special, the one with the necktie. He has a job for him and escorts him to the back door. This is AEW. Then we get
that was weird because he was like, both of y'all don't have on neckties and he got on a necktie. Let's go with him. That was so weird.
I was like, okay. Does Vince not like ties? Or likes ties?
I have no idea.
He says, okay. Matt Hardy greets us at the Hardy compound, which, once again, he's doing some social distancing in all his compound. I mean, you can all be on there. Everybody say 6 feet apart. Plenty of space, right?
Oh, yeah. You make acres.
Exactly. So, he's talking to my allies, the elite, and I know the circle that is internal thinks they're going to take over all of the wrestling, but I cannot and will not allow that. So, he called for Vanguard 1, who set fire to the shirt that Chris Jericho gave him last week. So, it looks like that if they can't do the Blood and Guts match, which is the War Games match, it looks like they're trying to record something at the Hardy compound.
I mean, that makes... Honestly, I don't know why they won't just, like, not move over here with them and all, but, like, he have enough space where they can, like, all have, like, a space to be.
I'm like, look, with the compound and on the outside of the compound, stuff like that, I'm like, look, you bring a 53-man roster over there, I'm like, bruh, you can really keep everybody apart. if you want to, and they can stay away from your kids and everything if you want to, and the cops won't be all up on your shit. So I'm just like, I think it's a possibility, but then once again, it probably could be problematic. People are like, I just want to go home. I mean, because you don't want to do every episode from the Hardy compound.
Yeah.
Even though he got like his backyard got like a wrestling ring. He got like 13 wrestling rings around there. Like, remember when he had a Texas Apocalypto? They had a ring and they had a place for the audience to be at. I'm like, this your house? What your daddy do?
That one episode was good. They had the stage of like his face was the stage.
Exactly. I'm like, and that's all his house. That's all his house. And I'm like, y'all miss out on the opportunity with that, bro. Y'all miss out on a clear opportunity. I'm like, y'all trying to find locations. I'm like, y'all had the Hardy compound.
I don't understand where his dad even... He bought that from his dad. I don't even know where his dad got that from.
His dad, I don't know what they did. But I mean, like, of course, the Hardys, with the money they got, they can keep it up. But I'm just like, gee, what you do to get that compound, bruh?
Yeah, especially... And they got their own, like, funeral home in there. Not funeral home, cemetery,
yeah. Their mom is buried on their compound.
That is... Oh, that's a lot.
I mean, that's a lot. I mean, they probably like, for family, look, we buried that right here. Funeral right here.
Then one time Jeff Hardy house getting burned down, so they just built another one, like next door.
Exactly. Jeff Hardy and his wife, his kid, they live all on the Hardy compound. I'm like, bro.
His house burned down, so they just built another one, like, right next to it.
The money is...
That's out.
It's crazy.
Yeah, Matt was smart. Matt is smart with his money. I don't know about Jeff, but Matt...
No. Jeff burned through all that shit. He's like, well, Matt gonna take care of it. So, Lee Johnson versus the Exalted One, Brody Lee, was next. Obviously, this is just a discus lariat is done. So, in the quarterfinal match, we get the chairman. Wow, we call ourselves the chairman. Shawn Spears taking on the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, coming out with Sexy Brandy Rhodes. So,
I'm so glad we haven't had to have the pew pew fire race in a couple weeks. I'm so glad.
Oh yeah. So
I'm so glad we ain't have to listen to the Angels music or none of that. So
all that stuff.
Good job.
So here's my thing. Was this match like no DQ?
I don't know.
Because
There was some matches earlier in the night where like they dive and the referee just looking like they shake their head and say could have got that one. So I don't know.
That's what I'm saying because I'm like, okay, wait, but hold up. You mean tell me Shawn Spears, and like he get a suplex Cody on that guardrail, which I was like, that's that Rusev spot.
You could do that.
Yeah, and it was fighting out like there's no count by the ref or anything like that. So
I know last week made sense because they distracted the referee and then he threw him into the crowd where the heels was at and then they beat him up. Yeah, that made sense because they distracted the referee. This week the referee was looking, but I guess they just referee discretion.
Yeah.
I can tell you how much of an idiot Shawn Spears is.
Yeah, it is because Shawn Spears tried to go for the C4. He reversed the crossroads, goes for the C4, but then Cody he gets flunked over the top rope, sent him crashing through a table.
Finish.
Huh?
I was telling Q, listen to this finish.
Yeah, through the table, and then Cody manages to get back in the ring before the 10 count, which I know they was counting. Gets back in there by a 10 count. Spears goes for the C4 again. Cody counters and hits not one prime, but he hits what? 2 crossroads, and he kicks out of 2.
Wow.
Ty Dillinger, who? Okay. Cody applies the figure 4 leg lock on Shawn Spears.
Cody said, "You are going to get punishment for that." He puts him in the figure 4 leg lock, and how would you think the match ends? He taps out? No, he gets pinned. Cause
he shifts his body weight, and now let's go to figure 4 leg lock, and I'm like, okay, so you don't tap out, he gets pinned. I'm like, so that's the finish, but he kicks out.
That's even worse than tapping out.
It is.
You get pinned from a submission. I think that's worse, honestly.
Yeah, but a submission that nobody's on your shoulders, and on top of that, so you get pinned from that, and I mean, and you're telling me you kicked out of 2 crossroads? Stop.
Yeah.
Stop.
I think the crossroads is starting to be like a
super kick,
like a move. Not a super kick, not quite a super kick yet. Just like a move. After a while, Cody gonna need to start doing like a Canadian Destroyer or something.
Yeah, like we need to see
Gringo Killer.
I was saying we see DC more.
Actually, he does that. Never mind.
See. All right, so guys, that was Wednesday Night War. So, Prime, your opinion, who won for the week?
NXT
hands down.
3 matches, 2 we cared about. So yeah.
Yeah, NXT hands down won for this week. I'm sorry, this was not the strongest episode of AEW for me at all.
I think they picking and choosing. Actually, NXT won this week in the ratings. So.
Yeah, I mean, look, the brawl and the movie thing alone, yes. I'm like, but what happened on that? I was like, nobody tries to see no Shawn Spears Cody main event.
Yeah, like, they won by 1,000, but yeah, they won. First time they won in the ratings like ever.